Think about social media as the shop window for your estate agency business. Sellers will look how you advertise your own estate agency business online, and if it's not really all that strong, they're going to think that's exactly how you're going to advertise their property, which is not a good sign for your business. In this video, we're going to talk through how to make topics for your social media that people actually want to engage with in your local area, and how to convert your social media into a lead generating machine. So your social media is one of the shop windows for your business, and this is what I would see as somewhere that people look for your business when they first think about engaging with you. So for example, other places might be your Google account, for example. It might be your marketing they receive to their front door. It might be actually your shop window within a high street. And the same way that I look through a shop window and the window is really dirty and dusty inside, I would think to myself, they don't really care about their shop or their business in any way. Well, your social media is exactly the same with this if you're posting poor content or actually not posting any content at all. Which on the flip side of this coin, if you're producing fantastic content or your marketing is great across the board, homeowners will look at your business and go, they're fantastic at marketing their own business, so therefore marketing my property correctly should be an absolute walk in the park for them. And we're very lucky in the property world, especially in the UK, and that is that everybody likes to know what's going on in the property market. The only thing that gazumps the property market is the weather in the UK. And if you can find some way to include the weather and property, you're on an absolute gold mine with regard to your social media. But let's assume you can't do that. So property is of interest to everybody in the UK because lots of people either own properties at the moment and want to know what's going on in the local marketplace, or they might potentially be looking to buy a property in the future. Therefore, they want to know what's happening, whether prices are going up or down. And the true test about what people want to talk about, what they want to hear about. So imagine you walk up to someone at a party and you introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm an estate agent in the local area. Probably the first question they're going to ask you back is, okay, that's great. What's the market like currently? Or what's selling at the moment? Or how's the market? Is it up? Is it down? What's going on? This is a really good insight to what people want to know about the local property market. And this should be given as sort of like the rule book for your estate agency business, as offering value out of the local area about what is happening locally with property prices. What most agents fall into the trap of is just listing properties that have come on the market, properties that have sold, and properties that have completed, which is basically your job. So imagine I followed a car garage on social media, for example, and every time they posted, it was like, we've got a new car on the forecourt today. Oh, we've just sold a car. Oh, we've got a new car on the forecourt today. Oh, we've just sold a car. You would think to yourself, well, yeah, no kidding. You're a car garage. Yet an estate agency, we put property just listed, just new to the market, just new to the market, property sold, property sold, property completed. People will look at that and go, well, you're an estate agency business. What did you think would be happening? Whereas there's so many more things that we can educate people about in the local area. So chances are, if you're watching this, you've got some sort of property experience, and therefore you have a huge amount of information in your head about the property market. And I would imagine if I locked you in a room and said, you're not allowed out until you write me a best-selling book about how to sell your property in the best possible way, to get the best possible price with the best possible marketing, you could probably do it if I left you in there long enough. Now, your challenge as a business is to get all that information out of your head and in front of potential clients, because you've got a huge wealth of knowledge with regard to how marketing should be done, how it shouldn't be done, what's good things to do, what's bad things to do, what's happening in the market, what's not happening in the local market. Your chance to get this all out and show off how knowledgeable you are in the local marketplace. And you simply can't do that by saying, I've listed a property, I've sold a property, I've listed a property, I've sold a property. But we know that we want to produce content that engages with local people, and we know that people care about what is happening in the local property market. So therefore, it's one of the big things for you to do to get across what is happening today in a particular part of the marketplace in your estate agency world. So let's say, for example, you are selling bungalows at the moment. Great, well, you might do a market update about how bungalows are really popular at the moment and how there's a lot more on the market than were last year, or a lot more going under offer at the moment, or there's hardly any bungalows on the marketplace at the moment, or this is the average square foot and this is what it means for you in your local area. Did you know that if you've got a bungalow in Winchester, your house price has gone up on average by £10,000 in the last 6 months? I'll be like, oh, okay, I own a bungalow. I'm now really interested in the fact that it's happened. Or did you know these are the steps you should go through when you're looking to sell your property in the local area? Step 1, make sure you declutter your property. Step 2, make sure you depersonalize your property. Step number 3, cut your grass. Now you might think there and go, oh my God, it's so obvious to cut your grass, or it's so obvious to tidy up your house, or it's so obvious to depersonalize the property. But people who haven't moved for the last 20 years or so, they'll look at that and go, that's actually a really valuable bit of content. My general rule of thumb when it comes to putting out content is whatever the level you think it is to the public, probably take it down a notch. So you might think to yourself, for example, everyone's got a really good property knowledge in the local area and actually really good when it comes to selling properties. Actually, take it down a notch. They're probably not as quite as good as you think they are. So when you say things like you need to cut your grass before you have a viewing on your property, or even before you have a valuation, they'll probably go, actually, that's quite a good point. And actually, I should take that on board. Or if you said something that you might feel really obvious, like, should your pets be in for viewings? And you say, actually, it's really good if you take your dog out for a walk when we do viewings so you're not greeted by a Rottweiler at the door. You might think that's really obvious. obvious. But how many times have you've been on a viewing and actually the homeowner's got a dog in? So it's not obvious to other people. Things that you might think, actually, that is absolutely 101 selling your property, to other people, they've got absolutely no idea. Another really good topic to talk about on your social media is what is happening in the local area. Now, there's a bigger picture here, and that is having a key market audience for business. So for example, if you sell family homes, well, what's important to families? It's community events. It's what's happening at the school, for example. It's charity events. Great. Well, this is a really good thing for you to lean into. What's going on in the local area? What events are happening at the school? What events are happening at the community centre? What's happening at the sports club at the moment? You should be the biggest promoter and make yourself that sort of key person in the local area about what is going on. Let's say, for example, you just dealt with high-end properties, for example. Okay, well, what's important to people with high-end properties? It might be nice cars, it might be the golf course, it might be going on a holiday. Great, okay, you can talk about things that are going to be resonate with those people. If you resonate with first-time buyers, you might talk about things like what's come out with mortgage rate, how much deposit you need to save up, how to get out of rented, what you need to do to hand in notice on your property before you buy your first home, or what point you should hand in notice. So as you can see, if you understand what demographic and geographic area you are targeting, you can really niche down into the topics that are important to those individuals. What's really hard to do is to make a topic that's important to everybody, because it just doesn't happen. So if you know who you're dealing with in your ideal client, you can actually just talk through what is going to be important to them. So with myself, for example, my business, 99% of my clients are all self-employed estate agents. So therefore, I produce content that I think is relevant to those people. I wouldn't produce any content that is important to the guys who run Connells, for example, because it wouldn't resonate with them. But instead, I've got an ideal client that we work alongside, and we aim all our content towards those individuals. So by now, we should have a really good understanding about what makes good social media content. Now, you are going to want to test this because you're not going to nail it out the bat straight away. So what we want to do is take a step back after a month or so of posting different bits of content and go, what's worked well and what hasn't done well. And really obvious thing to say here, do more of the stuff that works well and less of the stuff that doesn't work very well. So let's say, for example, you just post a picture of a house and it absolutely bombs. Okay, well, maybe just less pictures of just a house on its own. If you posted of a house with the picture of you in front of it, like a selfie, and it did really well, okay, let's do more of that content, because clearly the algorithm and the local public have said that's a good thing for them to look at. Now, having followers on your social media pages for estate agency can be absolutely great. And certainly there's a bit of a big up to say, oh, I've got 10,000 followers on my social media account, for example. But unfortunately, followers do not pay the bills. You can't go to the bank manager and say, can I have a loan out for £100,000 because I've got 10,000 followers? It's just not going to fly, unfortunately. So what we want to do is actually convert these people into clients for your business, because it's great having those 10,000 followers, but if they all live in outer Mongolia, they're not going to be much good to your business in Hampshire. So what we're going to do is actually sift through the people that are following you currently and find out if they're potential clients or whether they're just there for the content. Now, a really easy way of doing this, pre-record a video saying, hey, thanks for following me on Instagram. Just out of interest, are you here just to engage with our content, or are you looking to buy or sell a property in the near future? Just let me know, only get 2 seconds. And therefore, every single person that follows you on social media, you just upload that video. Really easy thing to do. And some people will come back to you and say, actually, I'm just here for the content and I enjoy hearing about what's happening in the Winchester property market. Great, fantastic, no problem at all. But other people will come back and go, actually, I'm looking to buy a property in the local area. Fantastic, great, let's have a chat. What's your phone number? Let's catch up. And then we can leverage that person to get more instructions on the market with your business. Or they might say, actually, I'm thinking about selling my property in the future and I'm just trying to find out what's kind of going on in the market at the moment. Fab, okay, excellent. Let's try booking a time to come and see you at your property. So that's a super easy way of separating sort of the wheat from the chaff. So what followers is great and that sounds really good, but we want to filter those people through by sending them a video when they connect with ourselves to say, are you here for the content, or are you looking to buy or sell a property in the future? And then if they come back and say, yes, they're looking to buy or sell a property in the future, fantastic, we're off the races and we can book in a time to go around and see their property and take it from there. As you can tell from this video, social media isn't just about looking busy online. It's about showing local homeowners you are the go-to estate agent for that local area and how to convert that attention into potential clients. Start with valuable content for your hyper local community. Then use that content to start conversations with local homeowners who follow you on social media to find out what their plans are for the future. If you want to grow your social media, you can download a free copy of my best-selling book, Your First £100,000 Estate Agency. All you need to do is DM us the word book over on Instagram and that'll come straight across to yourself. Hope you enjoyed the video.